So we'll look at Hype. Let's do it on a 2-day. Okay. Hype is clearly still the strongest altcoin in the entire market. So we want to have exposure to Hype. Let's see what these guys are saying. Okay. So here's the move on Hype. Strongest altcoin in the entire market. Low in April, straight up only. We tagged perfectly the 1.618, so it's respecting fibs, which is important for targets. Comes back down, retests the range high, turns it into support, Clearly, we're breaking out again. So now we're above the 1.618. As we run, these are the levels that I had built out for you. Fib confluence here, $65. So we're for sure going to go hit 65. And then the next targets would be between $90 and $100 on Hype. So I could see Hype going to 90 to 100 this cycle for sure. Why is this important? We're playing Purr. Purr is the beta to Hype. So what are we looking at on Purr? Purr is holding this uptrend beautifully. Okay. Holding that beautifully. And we're going to start to see the rotation from Hype into Purr. And I bet you it's going to happen here. This is where it's going to happen. You're going to see a massive rotation from Hype into Purr at this level. Why? This is the local take profit zone for most massive holders of Hype. Why? Because these are the fibs. So when Hype gets to about $65 and it hits these fibs, gets to this fib confluence, I bet you as this comes in here and starts to distribute before the next move up higher, you're going to see that liquidity go where? Straight into Purr. What's going to happen to Purr? You're going to see Purr rip fucking face. Four and a half X, 5X, which is basically what I've been looking at from these levels, like 5X. Soft toss 5X. Fantastic. So that's what I see happening with Purr. And why do I think that rotation is going to happen? Well, with most meme coins, this is why you can't get afraid of holding things over a longer period of time when you see other assets outperforming. Most of these meme coins and shit pair trade each other pretty well. So they're just going to outperform at different times. So here's the Hype Purr pair chart. This is when you want to take a look at when to exit and when to enter into Purr, because it's the beta to Hype. So it's going to get pair traded with Hype. So this is what traders are looking at. They're looking at this chart. So let's go on the daily. Okay. So you can see it ranges. Primarily, these charts are going to range because traders are trading them, obviously. So you see how it creates a perfect range between the two. Yeah, looks good. So you see how it's a perfect range. So it comes into the range. Range highs, mid-range, come to the range lows, come to the range lows, range highs. So as this chart is moving up, Hype is outperforming Purr. It means Hype's a better hold. Okay. So we actually just broke out of this range, which is very interesting observation because now it's not pair trading within this range. Right now, Hype is trying to lead Purr and break out higher, which means it's going to look like Purr is going to be underperforming for a bit. It's only going to be for this next leg up because what's going to happen is something similar to this. You're going to see this break out, right? Wherever it ends up going, right? I'm just giving you a general idea. And then you're going to see it go like this. Boom. And at least retest range highs. Is it like fucking... and retest range highs. When you see this stop running and this nuke back down, that's when you're going to see Purr fucking pop. And that's when you want to be looking to exit. When you see the big pair trade take place, not just, necessarily, let's see what this lady wants. My goodness. File to close, outstanding requirements, Yep. Okay. Just because you see Purr going up doesn't mean it's necessarily the right time to sell. The right time to sell is when you see the pair trade take place, the pair start to nuke. So when you see Hype start nuking against Purr, and you see a lot of volume coming into Purr, that's whenever you want to make the decision, now I exit. That's when the outperformance took place. That's when the beta plays as a beta. That's where you make the most money. So again, you're going to see this chart moving up as Hype runs up to this next fib. Okay. So you're going to see Hype going up at a higher rate than Purr. And you're going to think, oh, why am I holding Purr though? I could have just held Hype. I thought Purr was going to give me more multiples than Hype. Correct. But give it a chance. You get to the next target. People start to distribute. People start to sell, take profit. They're going to rotate right into Purr. And that's when you're going to see this chart nuke as Purr starting to catch up to Hype in value, evaluation. If you're really lucky, this shit will nuke all the way down into here, into the mid-range, or come back into this range, which would be fucking sick. Okay? So just gave you a bunch of alpha right there. So that pair chart is going to be very important for us exiting.